Rain's hitting the pavement like a war drum. You can hear your own heartbeat louder than the thunder. You keep telling everybody you're tired, but tired from what? You ain't even started yet. That's the lie you feed yourself every morning, the excuse that keeps you safe, keeps you soft. You wake up, scroll, sip that comfort. Convince yourself you've earned rest when you never even stepped into the fight. You call it fatigue, I call it fear in disguise. You say you need balance, but what you really crave is an exit from discomfort. Your mind's slick like that. It'll whisper, take a day off, you deserve it. It knows exactly how to trap you. That voice inside ain't your friend. It's the salesman of weakness, selling you cheap comfort for the price of your potential. Every time you buy it, you lose another piece of who you could be. Out there in the storm, in the grind, there's a different kind of tired, the kind that earns respect, the kind that breaks you open and shows you what's hiding under all those excuses. That's the tired that changes you, the tired that rewires the mind. But you don't know that tired because you never let yourself bleed for anything. People love to say they're burnt out, but they've never even caught fire. You think because you sat behind a desk for 10 hours, you fought a battle? You didn't fight. You avoided one. Real exhaustion doesn't come from routine, it comes from resistance. It comes from facing the part of you that wants to quit and saying no, not today. You've built this life padded with cushions, climate control, playlists, cheat days, shortcuts, and now you call it peace. But that peace is poison. It's a slow death where nothing hurts and nothing matters. Comfort's got you sedated, numb to your own potential. You think pain is the enemy, but pain is the only honest thing left in your life. Pain tells you exactly where you're weak. You've got muscles that have never burned, lungs that have never screamed, a mind that's never been forced to crawl through darkness. You talk motivation, but motivation's just noise until suffering shows up. The day you decide to suffer on purpose, to run when it hurts, to study when you're drained, to stay when everyone else quits, that's the day you meet the real version of you. I see people tapping out at the first drop of sweat. They say, I'm tired. Nah, you're not tired. You're bored. You're addicted to the easy way, and the easy way kills you slow. You've mistaken comfort for happiness, but happiness without struggle is hollow. You can decorate it with followers and filters, but deep down you know you're lying. The truth? You've been hiding behind that word tired to avoid the confrontation with your own laziness. Every second you waste defending your limits, someone else is out there breaking theirs. Somebody right now is running in the rain, lungs tearing open, legs shaking, and they're smiling because that pain means they're alive. That's the difference between them and you. They chase the pain, you dodge it. You think greatness is genetics or luck. It's repetition in hell. It's waking up when the alarm hits, not because you feel like it, because discipline doesn't need permission. You keep waiting for motivation to knock. It's not coming. Discipline's the only thing that answers when the comfort demons start talking. When I was broken, I realized something. Your body lies, your mind lies, but the work never does. You can't fake sweat. You can't trick mileage. You can't negotiate with the barbell. The work tells the truth about who you are. Every rep, every mile, every silent morning when nobody's watching, that's where character gets built. Not in quotes, not in comfort. You want confidence? Earn it. You want freedom? Bleed for it. Stop running from the hard things. Run through them. Because every time you pick pain, you pick progress. And every time you pick comfort, you pick decay. People keep waiting for some spark, some inspiration. But sparks come from friction. Two forces grinding against each other. That's pain. You want the flame? You need the friction. No friction, no fire. Right now, your mind's negotiating again. It's whispering, this is too much. Take a break. That's the trap. You've been letting that voice drive your whole life. Every time you listen, you confirm its lie. The lie that you're fragile. The lie that you need comfort to survive. You don't. You need purpose. You need a fight. Look around. The world's full of people waiting for easier. But the ones who win, they hunt harder.
They step into pain on purpose. They find meaning in the misery, because on the other side of that misery is pride, the kind that can't be bought or borrowed. You keep saying you're tired, but tired from what? From living soft? From never showing up for yourself? You've got energy for distraction, but none for discipline. You've got stamina for comfort, but none for change. That's not tired, that's comfortable decay. So the next time your mind says rest, ask it, have I earned it? Most of the time the answer is no, because rest without work is just retreat. And every retreat makes the enemy stronger. Out here in the storm and the suffering, that's where life actually starts. The wind, the cold, the heartbeat hammering in your chest, that's your proof you're still alive. That's where tired turns into truth. You want to find yourself? Stop running from exhaustion and run toward it. Stop saying you're tired. You're just comfortable. And comfort's the enemy that's been killing your potential since day one. Because if you think you're tired now, wait till you meet the real you.
The air's too still, man. Too easy. You can feel it when you wake up. Temperature perfect, coffee ready, playlist on point. You think that's life? Nah, that's the trap. Comfort's the disease, and you caught it. It crept in quiet like a virus, convincing you that softness is success. But that same comfort that makes your morning smooth is what's been killing your drive, one cozy day at a time. You used to have fire, remember that? The version of you that wanted something raw, something earned. But every time you chose comfort instead of challenge, that fire dimmed a little. Now you call it peace, call it stability, call it balance. But I call it what it is, decay in disguise. You're breathing, but you're not living. You're surviving on autopilot, waiting for some miracle to wake you up while you wrap yourself tighter in excuses. See, comfort doesn't destroy you all at once. It drains you slow, drop by drop, until one day you wake up and realize you've got no fight left. It's a silent killer, smiling while it robs you blind. It tells you, take it easy, you've done enough. It pats you on the back when you should be on your knees grinding. You think rest is recovery, but most of you haven't earned it. You're not recovering, you're retreating. I've seen it 1,000 times. People say they want greatness, but the second pain shows up, they fold. Pain walks in the room and comfort whispers, it's okay, you can stop now. And you listen because it feels good to stop. But you don't realize that every time you quit, you train your mind to accept mediocrity. Comfort trains you to surrender. It rewards laziness and punishes effort. Real growth doesn't happen when it's easy. Growth happens in the stretch, in the ache, in the moments you swear you've got nothing left and still move 1 inch forward. Pain is the signal that you're alive. Pain is proof that you're changing. But you've been programmed to run from it, to numb it, to call it negativity. You forgot that pain was the cure, not the punishment. Every hero, every savage that ever did something worth remembering, they walked through pain like it was home. They didn't fear discomfort, they invited it, because they understood the truth. Comfort is a coffin with Wi-Fi. You decorate it, you get used to the view, but you still buried alive. You wake up every day chasing convenience. You want faster food, faster success, faster comfort. You want the life without the suffering that builds it. But that's like wanting muscle without the burn, strength without the strain. You can't skip the grind and expect greatness. Comfort fools you into believing you can shortcut struggle. But struggle is the only thing that sharpens you. You think pain is your enemy because it hurts, but it's supposed to hurt. That's how you know it's working. Pain is the body's way of saying, this is where the change begins. Comfort's the mind's way of saying, this is where you stop. You choose which one you listen to, and that choice decides your whole damn life. Look around. Society worships comfort. We build our world around avoiding effort. We've got machines to walk for us, screens to think for us, excuses to speak for us. And in that silence between distractions,
That's where you'll hear the truth whisper back. You've gone soft. Not because you're weak, but because you stopped demanding more of yourself. You keep waiting for motivation to show up, for someone to push you, to hype you up, to remind you why you started. But nobody's coming. Comfort already came, and it's winning. It's in your habits, your choices, your words. Every time you hit snooze, comfort wins. Every time you skip the hard rep, comfort wins. Every time you choose later, comfort wins. So you got to declare war on it. You got to wake up and make your bed in the battlefield, not in the nest. You got to be the kind of person that finds peace in chaos, who feels most alive when things hurt. That's what separates the average from the obsessed. Because obsession doesn't care about comfort. Obsession lives in the dark, runs in the rain, bleeds in silence. It doesn't ask you if you're ready. It just demands that you show up again and again until comfort can't find you anymore. You want to feel alive again? Step into something that scares you. Sign up for something that hurts. Strip away the safety nets. Because you'll never feel truly alive until you've suffered willingly for something bigger than yourself. People keep asking how to stay motivated. You don't. You stay disciplined. Motivation dies when comfort enters the room, but discipline survives the storm. Discipline's not sexy. It's cold showers, early alarms, lonely miles, silent nights. But every one of those moments is a brick in the wall that comfort can't climb. Every can you say, "I'm tired," comfort smiles. It knows it's winning. But tired isn't the problem. Comfort is. You're not broken. You're bored. You built a life that doesn't test you, and that's why you feel empty. You're supposed to struggle. You're supposed to sweat. That's the point. The grind isn't punishment, it's the pathway back to pride. So stop patching up your weakness with excuses. Tear it open and rebuild it. Let pain be your medicine. Let discomfort be your teacher. Every time you pick the harder route, you steal another piece of power back from comfort. And when your mind starts whispering again, take it easy, you deserve rest, you answer it with a smile. Because now you know what that voice really is. The enemy, disguised as kindness. Comfort's the disease. You caught it. But the cure is right in front of you. Pain, discipline, truth. Next time you say you're tired, I'll show you what tired really means.
The world's full of people talking about how tired they are. Every day, same damn line. I'm exhausted, I'm burnt out, I'm done. But here's the truth. You don't know tired till you bleed for your goals. You don't know tired till your hands are torn open and you still refuse to quit. That's the difference between being sleepy and being spent. And most of you never even touch that line. You think you're tired because your comfort's been interrupted, not because your soul's been tested. You wake up and complain before the day even starts. You drag yourself through half-effort routines, call that exhaustion, then reward yourself like you ran a war. You've mistaken boredom for fatigue. Your body's not tired, your mind's just soft. You spent years convincing yourself you're at your limit when really you've never even left the shallow end. Real tired? That's when the body breaks down and the mind takes over. That's when you've got nothing left but will, and even that's slipping. That's when the world goes silent and it's just you, your breath, and your doubt. That's tired. That's when you find out who the hell you actually are. The reason you've never felt that is because you've been living with a governor in your head, a limiter that shuts you down long before the real exhaustion begins. The mind tells you to stop to keep you safe, but safe ain't where greatness lives. Safe is where potential goes to die. Every time you listen to that voice, you trade progress for comfort, growth for security, evolution for excuses. You've got energy for the things that numb you, scrolling, gossip, comfort food, but not for the things that strengthen you. You're not tired, you're unchallenged. You've been sitting in neutral so long, your body forgot what full throttle feels like. You confuse mental laziness with physical exhaustion because comfort taught you to panic at the first sign of effort. When was the last time you truly emptied the tank? When was the last time you went until your legs shook, your lungs burned, your vision blurred, and your mind screamed quit, but you didn't? That's where transformation lives. That's where real tired becomes earned tired, the kind that changes your DNA, the kind you wear like armor. You ever run on broken legs? You ever keep pushing when your body's begging you to stop? You ever keep working when nobody's watching, when there's no applause, no validation, no reward, just pain? That's what separates the wannabes from the warriors. Everyone loves the idea of being great until it requires suffering. See, fake tired is easy. You get sympathy, you get comfort, you get an excuse to stop. But earned exhaustion, real tired, that doesn't get sympathy. It gets respect. Because the people who've been there know what it costs. They know that real tired isn't about quitting. It's about running out of everything you have and still finding one more rep, one more step, one more ounce of fight. Most people will never touch that place because they've been told their whole lives to avoid it. Society teaches you to pace yourself, to take it easy, to not burn out. But how the hell can you burn out if you've never been on fire? You've been living at 30%, calling it 100. You've been coasting, not climbing. You've been surviving, not living. Real tired isn't what drains you. It's what purifies you. It burns the weakness off, peels back the excuses, and shows you what's underneath. It's raw, it's ugly, it's brutal, but it's honest. And honesty is rare in a world built on comfort. You want to know what tired feels like? Try running till your legs stop responding, then drag yourself the rest of the way. Try waking up when the alarm hits, even when every muscle screams no. Try choosing the pain that builds you over the comfort that kills you every damn day. That's tired. That's earned. That's freedom. But here's the thing. They won't tell you that. They'll tell you to rest, to take a break, to listen to your body. And yeah, rest matters, but only after the work's done. Most of you are resting from the idea of effort, not the reality of it. You want recovery without the struggle that earns it. You want comfort without consequence, but you can't have both. Every time you stop short, you rob yourself of the proof that you're stronger than you think. That proof is what builds self-respect. Not words, not hype, not motivation, proof. You can't fake it, you can't buy it, you can only earn it when you've given everything and kept going. So the next time you say you're tired, check yourself. Are you tired because you've been grinding in silence? Or are you tired because you've been hiding in comfort? There's a difference between being worn out and being worn down. The first one earns strength, the second one wastes potential. Pain will always be the ticket to real pride. You can't skip it, you can't hack it, you can't outsource it. You gotta walk through it, because that's where the edge lives. That thin line between who you are and who you could be. You either cross it or you stay stuck watching others do it. Tired? You don't know tired. You know convenient. You know soft. You know the version of you that stops before it starts. But deep down, the real you, the one built for chaos, built for war, he's still in there, waiting to be unleashed. And you won't find him in comfort. You'll find him in the pain, in the sweat, in the exhaustion that doesn't quit when the lights go out. You want to meet that version of yourself? Then bleed for it. Run until your legs give up. Work until your hands shake. Chase something that scares you enough to wake the animal inside. Because that's when you'll finally understand what tired really means. But there's something worse than tired. And most of you live in it every damn day.
You built your own cage and called it peace. That's the damn truth nobody wants to face. You decorated it with comfort, locked it with routine, and convinced yourself it's freedom. You wake up every day in the same pattern. Alarm goes off, you scroll, you complain, you repeat, and you think you're living, but you're not. You're serving a life sentence in a comfort prison you built with your own two hands. And the worst part? You think you're safe there. Comfort's the soft killer. It doesn't stab you in the back, it hugs you to death. It whispers, "You've done enough." It feeds you lies wrapped in convenience. It makes you feel calm while it quietly drains every ounce of hunger you had left. It gives you everything you want except the one thing you need, growth. And when you finally realize what it's stolen from you, it's already too late. You're not chasing your dreams anymore. You're maintaining your cage.
Every habit, every excuse, every "I'll do it tomorrow" is another brick in that wall. You think scrolling through motivation videos is progress? It's sedation. You think doing the bare minimum is balance? It's decay. You've replaced purpose with distraction and discipline with dopamine. You don't need a boss or a prison guard. Your comfort is both. You talk about wanting freedom, but freedom ain't found in what's easy. Freedom lives where it hurts. It's born in discomfort. It's earned in the repetition that nobody claps for. You can't meditate your way out of laziness. You can't manifest your way out of weakness. The only key to the cage is suffering, repeated, intentional, brutal suffering. You want to know why you feel stuck? Because comfort numbed you. It killed your urgency. It made you soft enough to accept mediocrity as peace. You stopped fighting for your life and started negotiating with it. You traded the fire for a blanket. You traded the war for Wi-Fi. And now you're wondering why your soul's restless. You were built for resistance, built for chaos, built to face storms and come out sharper. But every time life gets hard, you look for a shortcut, a distraction, a way out. You forgot what it means to grind with no safety net. You forgot that pain is the teacher and struggle is the classroom. You forgot that freedom was never supposed to be comfortable. It was supposed to be earned. Every person who ever broke out of their comfort prison did it through isolation, suffering, and discipline. They stopped looking for inspiration and started building consistency. They stopped listening to their emotions and started listening to their purpose. Because the truth is, discipline will give you what comfort never will: respect for yourself. You've been living in autopilot for so long, you don't even realize it. Wake up, check your phone, go to work, complain, come home, numb out, sleep, repeat. That's not life. That's maintenance. You're not alive. You're preserved. You become a machine built to avoid pain. But what happens when you strip all that comfort away? When it's cold, dark, and quiet? When there's nowhere left to hide? That's when the real you starts to speak. That's when you finally hear the voice that comfort drowned out. Pain's the only translator that speaks truth. It doesn't care about your feelings, your excuses, or your story. It just asks one question: how bad do you want it? Because if you don't want it more than comfort, you'll never taste freedom. You'll keep decorating your cage, calling it balance, convincing yourself you're okay when deep down you're miserable. The path out ain't glamorous. It's cold showers. It's early mornings. It's being alone with your thoughts and fighting the urge to quit. It's silence when the world is loud. It's isolation when everyone else is partying. It's the pain of consistency when nobody notices your grind. That's the escape route. That's how you break the lock. And when you finally start living like that, when you start embracing the pain instead of avoiding it, something shifts. The cage doesn't feel like safety anymore. It starts to feel like suffocation. You look around and realize comfort isn't peace, it's paralysis. You see how much life you wasted choosing easy over evolution. That realization hurts, but that's the pain that wakes you up. People out here talk about freedom like it's some dream destination. But freedom ain't out there. It's not waiting for you at the end of success or in some peaceful routine. Freedom's on the other side of pain. It's hidden behind every challenge you avoided, every fear you ran from, every comfort you clung to. You want to break out? Then you got to go through hell. The grind, the suffering, the loneliness. It's not punishment. It's the process of unlocking yourself. The old version of you has to die in that cage before the new one walks free. And that's the part most people never face. They want to escape, but they don't want to bleed for it. So the next time you feel safe, the next time you think, I got it easy, ask yourself, am I free or am I just comfortable? Because one of those will make you grow, and the other will bury you slowly, smiling the whole time. You built your own cage, and you can tear it down, but it's going to cost you. It's going to take sweat, pain, and endless repetition.
It's going to take mornings when nobody believes in you and nights when even you start to doubt yourself. But on the other side of that pain, that's where real peace lives. Not comfort, not safety, freedom. And that's where we're headed next, because freedom ain't out there. It's waiting for you, buried beneath everything you're still too scared to face.
That voice telling you to rest, that's the enemy. The one whispering in your ear when it's 4 a.m. and your alarm goes off. The one that tells you, you've done enough, take a break, you deserve it. That voice ain't your friend. That voice is weakness dressed up as comfort. It's the part of you that wants to stay small, soft, and safe. And you've been listening to it your whole damn life. Every time you choose easy, that voice wins. Every time you hit snooze, every time you skip the gym, every time you quit halfway, that voice gets stronger. It feeds on your hesitation. It grows with every excuse you make. And before you even realize it, that voice becomes your identity. You start to believe it. You start to think you're the tired one, the unlucky one, the one who just isn't built for this. But that's a lie. That's the governor inside your mind, setting limits that don't exist. The mind's a savage trickster. It wants to protect you, not push you. It keeps you comfortable so you don't break. But that comfort is killing your potential. It keeps saying you're done when you've only used 40% of what's inside you. That's the governor, your built-in limiter. And most people live and die never realizing they could have doubled what they thought was their limit because they never had the balls to fight that voice. You want to know what separates the great ones? It's not genetics. It's not luck. It's their ability to shut that voice down, to look it in the eye and say, you don't run me anymore. That's where the war begins, not outside, but in your head. Every workout, every run, every late night, when your body's begging you to quit, that's where the battle happens. It's not about motivation. It's about domination. The voice says, you're tired. You say, good. Let's see how much further I can go tired. The voice says, you've done enough. You say, we're just getting started. You turn the weakness into fuel. Every no it throws at you becomes another rep, another mile, another round. You starve the voice until it fades into silence. And when that silence hits, that's when you meet the real you. You've got two versions of yourself living in your head, the liar and the savage. The liar is loud, lazy, and convincing. The savage is quiet, but lethal. The liar wants comfort. The savage wants freedom. The liar says, maybe tomorrow. The savage says, right now. Most people feed the liar their whole lives. They call it balance. They call it self-care. But what it really is? Surrender. You can't silence that voice with words. You silence it with action. Every time you push past it, you strip its power. Every time you suffer on purpose, it loses control. Every time you do something that voice told you you couldn't, you take back a piece of yourself that weakness stole. That's why suffering is necessary. It's not about pain. It's about control. You ever notice how that voice gets the loudest when you're about to do something great? That's not coincidence. That's fear trying to survive. The closer you get to your true potential, the louder that inner enemy screams. It's desperate. It knows that once you stop listening, it dies. And it'll say anything to make you quit before that happens. That's why most people never break through. They mistake fear for fatigue. They think that voice is truth when it's just panic. But here's the twist. When you stop fighting that voice and start studying it, you realize something. It's predictable. It always shows up when you're about to level up. It always says the same thing. You can't. You're tired. You're done. You can almost laugh when you hear it because you know that's the signal you're on the right path. That's when you double down. That's when you go even harder. And yeah, it's gonna hurt. You'll question yourself. You'll break down. You'll feel like you got nothing left. But that's when the savage takes over. When your body's screaming, when your mind's shaking, when everything in you says stop, that's when the war shifts. Because if you keep going then, that voice shuts up. It realizes you don't obey it anymore. It realizes it's lost control. That silence after the storm, that's the most dangerous version of you. Because now you're not fighting yourself anymore. You're free. You're focused, you're lethal. The things that used to stop you don't even slow you down. You stop needing motivation because pain becomes normal. Discipline becomes automatic. That voice still exists,
but it's powerless. It knows who's in charge now. And that's when the real war begins. Because once you silence that voice, you start seeing the other lies in your life, the people, the habits, the comfort, the fake peace. You start realizing how much of your world was built by fear. And now you're faced with a choice. Go back to the cage or burn it all down and rebuild from truth. That's the final war. Not against pain, but against the part of you that still clings to safety. So the next time you hear that voice telling you to take it easy, to quit early, to rest just this once, remember, it's not you talking. It's the enemy. It's the weakness trying to survive another day. And if you want to kill it, you got to suffer louder than it speaks. Every rep past failure, every run past exhaustion, every day you show up when you don't feel like it, you're not just training your body, you're training your mind to obey strength, not weakness. That's how warriors are built. That's how you go from soft to savage. That's how you take your life back. Because once that voice shuts up, once you've broken the chains it wrapped around your mind, that's when the real war begins. Not against comfort, not against fatigue, against the version of you that thought you needed either. Stay hard.
You don't need balance. You need battle. You've been chasing balance your whole damn life like it's some kind of prize, some soft middle ground where everything feels calm, controlled, and safe. But that's not living. That's hiding. That's comfort disguised as peace. You don't need more calm. You need more war. Because the truth is, your comfort's still hunting you. Every day, every choice, every time you choose easy over effort, you feed the thing that's killing you slowly. You think balance will save you? Balance is what made you weak. It made you believe that half effort was enough, that comfort could coexist with greatness, but it can't. You can't have both. One of them's gotta die, and it better not be your hunger. Every moment you spend negotiating with comfort, it's tightening its grip around your neck, and the only way out is violence. Not against others, but against that part of you that wants to settle. You've got to kill it. Comfort's not harmless. It's not peace. It's a silent assassin. It creeps in through your habits, your excuses, your routines. It convinces you that you're fine where you are, when deep down, you know you're rotting. You know you still got fire left in you, but you keep smothering it with comfort. You've built an entire identity around avoiding pain, and you call it being smart. That's not smart, that's surrender. You want truth? Truth doesn't come with soft pillows and easy mornings. Truth comes when you strip away every excuse, every lie you tell yourself, every soft habit you built to feel safe. Truth lives in the mirror when you're drenched in sweat, shaking, gasping for breath, and still choosing to go one more round. Truth comes when you look yourself in the eye and admit you've been running from the war that was meant to make you strong. The reason you feel lost isn't because you lack motivation, it's because you're living too damn comfortably. You've stopped earning your peace. You've started expecting it. You want freedom without the fight, results without the sacrifice, glory without the grind. But that's not how life works. Life doesn't reward the comfortable. It rewards the committed. You've got to stop chasing balance like it's the goal. Balance is where warriors go to die. Balance is what you get after the war, not before it. You can't balance comfort and greatness. You can't balance suffering and softness. You can't balance truth and lies. You've got to choose one. Either you keep living soft and die slowly, or you face the fire and become something unrecognizable. When you start killing comfort, everything changes. The world gets louder. The resistance gets heavier. The people around you will start to question you. They'll say you've changed. They'll say you're obsessed. They'll say you need to relax. But what they really mean is, you're making me uncomfortable because I stopped fighting and you didn't. Their comfort hates your hunger. Their weakness despises your discipline. Let them talk. Because when you're on your mission, noise doesn't matter. You've got to get addicted to the war, to the grind, to the silence that comes after suffering. You've got to crave that moment when your body's breaking, but your mind says, we keep going. That's where truth hides, inside pain, inside exhaustion, inside the work that nobody wants to do. That's where the real version of you lives, the one that doesn't need validation, the one that doesn't need comfort, the one that's been buried under years of softness, waiting to rise. When you start chasing pain instead of avoiding it, something wild happens. The things that used to scare you become fuel. The fear that used to freeze you starts to fade.
You stop flinching at life. You start attacking it. You stop running from the storm and you become the storm. That's the shift. That's when you realize pain was never the enemy. Pain was the teacher. Pain was the truth. Comfort told you that peace comes from rest, but discipline shows you that peace comes from domination of your mind, your habits, your weakness. The more you suffer on purpose, the freer you become, because comfort can't control a man who's learned to love pain. It can't manipulate someone who's tasted freedom through discipline. And yeah, it's gonna hurt. It's supposed to hurt. Growth was never meant to feel good. You've got to bleed for it, sweat for it, sacrifice for it. Every rep, every mile, every moment of doubt, it's carving out the truth inside you. You'll cry, you'll fall, you'll break down more times than you can count. But that's where the beauty lives. That's where the lies burn away and the truth starts to breathe. The truth is, you were never tired. You were never broken. You were never weak. You were just comfortable. And now that you've seen what comfort really is, you can't unsee it. You can't go back. Either you kill it now, or it kills you slowly, one easy choice at a time. So kill it. Burn it to the ground. Burn the comfort, the excuses, the balance, the lies. Burn the part of you that wants an easy life. Because on the other side of that fire is the real you, the disciplined, dangerous, unstoppable version that's been waiting to be born. The version that doesn't need comfort because it's found something better, truth. And when you find that truth, when you stop running from the pain and start running through it, you finally understand what freedom feels like. Not the fake kind, the real kind. The kind you earn every single day through sweat, sacrifice, and suffering. The kind no one can take from you. You don't need balance, you need battle. You don't need comfort, you need clarity. You don't need to rest, you need to rise, because comfort's still hunting you, and if you're not fighting back every day, you're already losing. Stay hard.